ensure that Kenyans who are doing business across the 47 counties have got some sense of justice, have got some sense of fairness in the manner in which they are treated. Mr. Speaker, there are areas which we will need to ask ourselves whether one law, one overriding law, would be applicable across the 47 counties. We have seen instances, particularly in northern Kenya. In northern Kenya, one of the key concerns, one of the key pain points is on provision of water. And we have interrogated reports of the Auditor General, where the Auditor General cites a water project for non-compliance with the National Environmental Management Authority laws, or what we call NEMA. The Auditor General cites a water project because AWAMA, water, I think WARMA, there is that agency that is supposed to certify or supposed to approve certain projects within that space. But a borehole has been dug in northern Kenya, in an area that is extremely difficult to access, in an area where all they need is water. They don't care about what NEMA said or what WAMA said. But then the project is stopped, and the project is queried simply because WAMA did not license or NEMA did not license. And Mr. Speaker, we have found ourselves to be sympathetic with county governors in some of those instances. Because the residents of those areas, what they want is water. And what they want is clean water. And once they have clean water, children will be able to stay in school instead of roaming around looking for water and pasture. So sometimes when we have one framework legislation that cuts across, we must also ensure that there could be certain exceptions that can be made for some of those difficult situations. Technology adoption is also not uniform across the country. I've seen that there's a transition that has been proposed of 3 years for all county governments to ensure that there's a technological platform for uniformity of licensing across the 47 counties. I think 3 years is not too bad a proposal to make, because as things stand now, most of the, particularly telecommunication network, is concentrated along the tarmac, the 4G, the 5G, and there are some areas that are still on 2G in this republic. And you find 2G along tarmac roads. There are parts of this country, vast areas, that has never seen tarmac. In fact, they call tarmac a black snake because it is alien to them. We've gone to parts of Turkana, parts of Pokot, parts of Mandera, parts of Samburu, where they've never seen tarmac. And because these technologies and because some of these internet connectivity are provided by entities that are out to make profit, they are not going to put a mast in the middle of nowhere. They will put masts along the tarmac road. And so if you're going to expect someone in a far-flung corner of West Pokot to entirely rely on technology that sometimes requires a 5G internet connectivity to make an application for a license, that person will be in a position of unfairness as compared to the person who is in Nairobi, which is flooded with technology and flooded with connectivity. Mr. Speaker, as I conclude, I want to encourage our county assemblies to take very seriously their mandate when it comes to approval of budgets and approval of revenue-raising measures in counties. Mr. Speaker, there are those who think that the Senate interferes with the mandate of county assemblies. There are those who think that even the interrogations we make of financial statements and reports of the Auditor General is something that should be done by county assemblies. Mr. Speaker, this Senate, from its inception, has drawn the line very clearly. In fact, when I see people going to court to ask where primary oversight ends and secondary oversight begins, I usually think that those are lazy people who have not taken time to appreciate the position the Senate has taken. Primary oversight is around approval of appointees to run county governments. That is a pure mandate of county assemblies that the Senate never encroaches on. The Senate only comes in when it comes to impeachment of the governor and the deputy governor. Otherwise, the persons responsible for running our county governments are appointed or are vetted by members of county assembly. That is primary oversight. Primary oversight is in approving budgets, the CIDPs, the ADP,